there and welcome to the Solar Punk Society. Now, I know what you are thinking. No, this is not my real hair, and yes, I am going a little bit prematurely bald, but don't let that make you click away from the channel, because this is the Solar Punk Society and you are very welcome here. Now, question number 2, I'm sure is burning on your tongue. What the fuck is solar punk? Well, good question, my dear friend. Let me tell you. I don't know. That's the truth. It's a new space for us to cohabit and co-design. I guess what we could talk about is cyberpunk. Now, cyberpunk is a concept that's been around since 60s, 70s. It was designed as a warning for what is the logical conclusion to this late stage capitalist cult that we have all found ourselves stuck within. Incredible high-rise towers everywhere, robo-fucking-polis, always raining of course, generally a life of misery for the majority, power held within a tiny select group of cunts. Yes, I can say that word because I am Scottish. Yes, I am indeed Scottish. Well done, well done. Brownie points for you. I am, however, not from the Scotland that you know. I am, in fact, Gingerbeard from a different timeline. Now, that does not mean I am some kind of future time traveller like Michael J. Fox, you know, although some people have said we do resemble each other. But we share the same present, you might say. It's just that my present is an alternative one to this cyber time. On my timeline in Scotland, we went down a radically different path after 2014, where my timeline voted for our independence, whereas this timeline in Scotland, we voted to stay better together. I talk about all of this in a book that I did my best to write, and hopefully I can share with you at the start of next year. But don't worry, you don't have to wait that long, because this channel is my chance to tell you some stories from my timeline, which are radically different from this timeline. We've basically devolved to a state of apocalypse Olympics, where whoever you are, whatever your background, the only political discourse that seems to be relevant or left on the agenda is to discuss and debate which of the impending dooms will kill us first. On my timeline, things progressed very differently. And the only reason that happened was because we were forced to actually consider, maybe for the first time in many of our lives, what are we actually for? You see, we're very fucking good at defining what we're against, especially us lefties. But is it sufficient to simply state that you are anti-fascist, anti-capitalist, anti-globalist, anti-racist, anti-sexist, but what, indeed, are they actually fighting for? This is a question that we have failed to ask ever since the 60s and 70s. By design, we have to remember, because we live in a cult. And the thing about living in a cult is that we sometimes forget or cease to remember that we're in a cult until somebody comes along and says, "You're in a fucking cult!" Sorry about that. Anyway, welcome to this YouTube channel. We will have many discussions, stories, debates with me, Gingerbeard, and my fine partner, who is not here today, called Julia. Solarpunk really is an alternative. It's an alternative story, an alternative timeline. It is yet to be written. It doesn't have the same baggage, the same division as other terms that are often used to describe alternatives to the late stage capitalist cult. We are not anarchist, socialist, communist, liberal, all those old terms. Get the fuck. Isn't it time that we come up with something fresh, something new? Solarpunk is a term that by definition has two elements, right? Solar represents the light. It represents the vision. It suggests a world that is much more organic, much more synergetic, much more enlightened, you might say. The punk element comes from its rebellion, its resistance to the old. The true punks of the day are the ones who, despite everything, can still remember to laugh, to dance, to have a good time, to sit around and fantasize, discuss, debate, and dream together. So, maybe it's time we started to dream again. While we're talking about all this stuff as well, I will do my best to read you some of the book, bit by bit, but as understandable or with subtitles underneath. Right, so I've read the book, we're launching this new YouTube channel, great, but is that enough? No it is not, because none of this means anything if it's just for entertainment purposes. We have to go further. Beyond the book, beyond the YouTubes, beyond the socials. My hope for this channel is that it's not the end, it's just the beginning of a movement, an in-person collaboration. This channel is not just for light entertainment. In fact, if you continue to watch anything on this channel, may it be known to you and to all others that you will soon cease to be a passive viewer and you will be encouraged to become an active participant. The point is for us all to start building our own solar punk societies. Eventually, we need to start meeting in person again. We need to hold hands and touch flesh. Well, that's a bit weird. Touching flesh is not the phrase. It's all about human connection within our cities, communities, towns, villages, wherever we are in the world. That we can take these ideas, start to prototype them, experiment, but also use them as ways to unify, to meet, to become collaborators again, not just based around old ideologies that no longer fit our world. What solar punk presents is a space where we can connect around our shared values, ideas and dreams. Whatever our skin colour, our background, our accents, our genders, or whatever. It can be spaces, both online and in person, where we can meet, discuss and debate our diversity freely, but with a shared goal of trying to build an alternative. An alternative, not just the one part of society, but a lasting, sustainable alternative that synchronizes with the planet, with nature, with all of her beauty, so that we don't kill each other or the planet, the spaceship that provides us with life in the process. This has to be the goal. This is not a left or right issue. This paradigm, this false paradigm, is broken. It has never been left and right. It has always been up or down. The people that are up want us who are down to continue to be disunited and separate, alone and lost in our psychosis, because that's what a cult does. This channel, this movement, this conversation is the spark, the start of an alternative, a resistance that is born out of beauty, laughter, diversity, connection, and our shared humanity. Have I said enough nice words now? Let's stop complaining. Let's start building something.